Nathan, NathanIvy.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised dogs, closed fists, yeah, too strong. Team AI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real, jumping like hopscotch. Nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlative, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? John O. B. the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of Grippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds at. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at.
Welcome back. Come on in and get a great seat. Walking that tightrope between profane and profound, I'm Nathan Ivy. Back to rock. Welcome back. We make history every single day that we broadcast as Cincinnati's first daily digital show, uniquely positioned and specifically centered and focused on the African American community here in the city of Cincinnati. Good morning. My plan is pretty simple as usual. I'm going to pull the prophylactic off the microphone and give it to you raw for the next 2 hours. Don't worry, I'm clean. I'm good. So this might be a bit too much for some of you with your polite Midwestern sensibilities. If so, you know what to do. Welcome back to Nathan Ivy Show, where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are allowed to be men. And lames get their plane shot down like John McCain. If you want to test the limits of a dangerous force, 513-873-7134. Please do the world a favor and lock me into your phone this morning. That way you can dial in very, very quickly. Numerous things to talk about. I want to talk about Byron Allen versus Comcast and what that means for you as an entrepreneur, as a black business owner, as a black person, as a human, as an American citizen. What does this mean? I'll break it down for you and also give you some updates. Byron Allen spoke yesterday. I've got the audio for you. Also, I want to talk about TIF districts. Some brand new, Cincinnati City Council in December 18th to be exact, is going to vote on a, TIF districts. What's TIF? T-I-F. Do you know what that means? You know what a TIF district is? Keep listening. You'll find out. I shall inform you. It's very important. What does this mean exactly? What does it mean? We'll discuss this morning. Also, I want to talk about brothers killing brothers. Brothers killing brothers. It's a damn shame. I got a chance to watch Godfather from Harlem a godfather of Harlem. I think it was Cam or maybe it was several choppers that was telling me about it. And I finally got to check out the first couple of episodes, and it was entertaining. Now, it wasn't as gritty as I like. I'm a grown television watcher. I'm talking about all the grittiest stuff. I love it. The Wire, gritty. I love it. How many people are hip to True Detective? The first 2 seasons, instant classics. If you like that gritty police crime drama, check it out. What else? The Wire, Oz. How many people remember Oz? Oz was super gritty. It was super adult. I love it. I love it. I waited a long time to become an adult, and I love it. I ain't giving it up. So it wasn't as gritty as I'm used to, but it was still, had its moments there. Thought it was very interesting. Bumpy Johnson, played by Forrest Whitaker, the brother that played Malcolm X. This is the first series, but he was also played Malcolm X in another movie. Quick trivia question. Anybody know the answer to that? I'm very, very vague here, so you got to be super sharp to understand what's going on. I thought it was really, really good. And the brother that plays Malcolm X, man, I think he plays a very good. It's just something about the face and the neck or something, the glasses, man. I think he did a really good job. I started thinking about Malcolm X, and what happened to Malcolm X? Brothers killing brothers. That's what it is. Within the last, I'd say 48 hours, Vice, V-I-C-E, Vice Media put out a video in which, this is very interesting. They put out a video in which they caught up with and got an update with the white male detective. His name is Kading. And he's a detective that was put on the Biggie and Tupac murders. And so I remember, I think it was Sister V and others that was asking me, like, what happened to Tupac and why have they found him? And I told you what I knew. I know there's some stuff I've been getting off of digital media. There's a couple of sites that do great work on this. I'm going to play that for you because he breaks it all down. If you want to know who killed Tupac and who killed Biggie, you're going to find out this morning. You're going to find out real soon. And again, I don't know this man personally. Could these be lies? It could be. What I will say is what he says in this video, you'll hear the audio clip, but and I'll post the link so you can check it out for yourself. But what he says seems to jive with everything else that I have been reading. It seems to be very credible. Brothers killing brothers. Black men killing black men. Somebody said that black folks are black folks' own worst enemy. Is that still true? I know we got a whole bunch of sucker MC black folks in Cincinnati. It's a damn shame. People wouldn't believe it. They wouldn't believe it. Listen, if you're new to the program, there's only one rule, one maxim. Open your mind before you open your mouth. If you want to call in, you can always interact by jumping inside our chat room. Just go to our Spreaker page. Now, wherever you listen to the show, unless you're listening on TuneIn. Now, I know, shout out to my folks listening on TuneIn. TuneIn does not connect to Spreaker. TuneIn has its own live chat, which I'm never in, obviously, because I'm always over in Spreaker. But I would invite you again to join the live chat. I tell people all the time, there's many people that listen. Obviously, this doesn't need to be said, but the vast majority of people that listen to any radio show, talk show, don't call in. They don't call in at all. You can be on commercial radio and be sitting there and have nobody on the line whatsoever. I mean, that's not unusual for any show. And if you know what you're listening for, you can listen and tell. You can tell sometime. Let me see here. Where are we going to go? How many people watched the impeachment hearings yesterday, or were you just bored to death of that shit? It just seemed very boring. It's all politics. The only reason why the Democrats are doing this is because they want to get rid of Trump, period. If Obama had did the sid thing that they're saying that Trump did, the Democrats wouldn't be making a big deal about this, and vice versa for the Republicans. If Obama had did what Trump did in terms of using the power of the presidency to try to go after Mitt Romney, they would have been beside themselves calling for impeachment. They wanted to impeach the man because he came up with policy ideas. So this is all politics, but the opening day was not without its highlights. And of course, I am prepared to talk about it. I did get a chance to watch enough of it to understand and to articulate and have an opinion about it. And I just don't know if the American people are really going to get into it. It's just boring. It's just not really grabbing you. Now, maybe tomorrow or today and tomorrow when some of the more perhaps provocative witnesses are going to come forth. Yesterday centered on a couple of ambassadors. I don't think for people who've been following this, you found out anything other than the fact that Trump had a separate conversation with the Ukrainian president and diplomats that people didn't really know about. Other than that, and this stuff sounds so dry. Ukraine isn't sexy. There's nothing sexy about that. There's no sizzle there, but we'll find out. Now, even having said that, what's the point of having rules if you're not going to enforce them? And, that's the way it works in my world. Everybody has rules. You got rules. I've got rules. We got to abide by traffic rules. You just can't make up shit like you want to, because then you could cause problems, especially if you're a president. So we'll see how all this shakes out. You know how I am. I'm very cynical about whether this is going to lead to the downfall of Donald Trump. I'm very cynical about all of that. I really am. Okay. Very cynical. Very, very, very cynical. Now, I've got a couple of invitations to the show out from some local folks that are doing newsworthy things. I don't want to put any names out there if perhaps they don't come through, but I'll just put it out there so you won't be surprised if they do. I also want to talk about the fact that Cincinnati City Council is expected to vote on December 18th to create 15 new tax increment financing districts. Tax increment financing districts, TIF, T-I-F, to benefit city neighborhoods. And currently we do have TIF districts. TIF districts include downtown, Over the Rhine, Carthage, Walnut Hills, East Walnut Hills, Clifton Heights, Corryville, Bond Hill, Evanston, West Price Hill, East Price Hill, Lower Price Hill, Sedamsville, Westwood, Madisonville, Oakley, and Avondale. TIF districts currently. But now there is a proposal for new TIF districts. Here are the neighborhoods. Okay, and again, City Council is expected to vote on December 18th about this. We'll follow the story. I think this is very important. All right, the new TIF districts are West End, Pleasant Ridge, Mount Auburn, Northside, Eastern River, College Hill, Roselawn, Westwood Boutonneau, Mount Airy, Camp Washington, Spring Grove Village, South Fairmount, South Cummingsville, Riverside, and North Fairmount. Those are the new TIF districts, or the proposed new TIF districts. Now, what does that mean? We'll discuss. I'll break it down for you. 513-873-7134. Plus, there's just a smattering of other things that may or may not be on your radar screen. This is the digital age, and we talk about viral videos and we break them down. And listen, if we can't enjoy the digital age, then what is the freaking point of all of this? The point of all of this, man. So you hear numerous conversations this morning. Numerous conversations. Where should we go first? Oh yeah, to the choppers. Let's do that. Let's greet the choppers this morning. Let's get straight to it. Brenda writes, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you, Brenda. Pamela writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Hey, good morning to you, Pamela. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. That's your top three this morning. And with that, I want to give you a little bit of a Bloomberg Urban Report, and we'll be right back.
With the Bloomberg Urban Report, I'm Donna Wilson. The U.S. Supreme Court appears it may likely let a racial discrimination claim against Comcast move forward. This would be a victory for Byron Allen, the African-American media mogul who sued Comcast as well as Charter Communications for refusing to distribute his stations while launching scores of mostly white-owned networks. Jay-Z and Iconics Brand Group have settled a series of legal disputes arising from transactions between the rapper and the clothing licensing company dating back to 2007. In a regulatory filing, Iconics said it agreed to sell some intellectual property assets to Jay-Z's Roc Nation in exchange for $15 million. Both sides agreed to drop all claims against each other without admitting wrongdoing or unlawful conduct. That's your Bloomberg Urban Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
Real quick. And some people are saying that Jay-Z somehow set up a workout for Colin Kaepernick that's going to be like on the weekend. And then people start criticizing, like, who's going to be there on a Saturday? Right before a game, they're going to stop and go see Colin Kaepernick work out. And let me just be clear about this. If Colin Kaepernick gets a job back in the NFL, that's a success for him. For the larger movement, whatever the hell it is, I'm not really sure. Or how is that a victory exactly? I'm still struggling to figure that out. But it'll be great for him. But the NFL could never give him back what they took. They took the last 4 years of his athletic career. You don't have a lot of time to be an athlete on that kind of level. You got like 10 years max. That's if you're lucky. The average NFL career is like 3 years. Most of them dudes get one contract. They don't get no big money. The cats in the NFL that's making big money it's a handful of them. It's like 1 or 2 dudes per team. You got 51 men on the roster. Telling you, man, the NFL is set up so good, man. I mean, the NFL, the NBA, I've come to have a deeper understanding of the dynamic between the United States and China. And I'm here to tell you that China is freaking winning in a lot of ways. And the whole thing with the NBA is a great example of it. You know, when you're watching the NBA, just realize this. We here in America are not the NBA's number one audience. The number one audience for the NBA by far, it ain't even close. I mean, it is not even close, folks. It's China. That's the NBA's number one audience. So it doesn't matter what the government of China does to their people. These corporate partners that want to do business in China, they want to get they want to get close to that billion. They got 1 billion folks over there. So what does that mean? That's a huge consumer base. And the Chinese government, if you want to do business in China, keep your damn mouth closed. Don't talk about 3 things. Don't bring up Tiananmen Square. If you're working with China and you bring up Tiananmen Square, your ass is over. It's done. It's done. You're not doing business in China if you even mention to me Tiananmen Square. Do your own research. People understand this even impacts freedom of speech here in America in some ways that, you know, the media and other folks just don't really talk a whole lot about. But it's quite interesting. So LeBron James, all your favorite, they can talk all that freedom shit here. But don't go over there talking about Taiwan. Don't even mention Taiwan. Don't mention Taiwan at all if you want to do business with China. And Tibet, the 3 T's is what they call it. Tibet, Taiwan, and Tiananmen Square. If you mention any of that, your deal is over with. Period. And that's what was about to happen with the NBA right before the eyes. And you saw them walk that back real quick. Keep your mouth closed. Don't worry about what we do to our people over here. That's China's policy. And, you know, with 1 billion people, man, it's some people making money doing business in China. They're not going to give that up for freedom. Are you crazy? Freedom or $100 million? Well, we are talking about the Chinese. That's their problem. They take the money. That's what the NBA did. Sidebar. So I'm making this point that these sports associations, man, they have the sweetest deals ever. Mike Brown can go 0-77 and still make money every year. How is that possible? And we're talking about a meritocracy or capitalism. How is that possible? Because they've carved out financial deals that are recession proof, meaning that, you know, if the team don't win no games whatsoever, they're going to get their money no matter what with the revenue sharing. These big time capitalists talk all this stuff about capitalism, but what they've created is a cooperative where they share the wealth. But they'll talk that capitalism stuff to you and me anyway. I'm on one this morning. Can you tell? 513-873-7133. 833-434 if you want to share your thoughts this morning. Tracy Rice, hi. Kush Rice, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Kelly Rice, good morning, Nathan. Ashley Rice, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Happy Friday. Glenn, Jesse, thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. Please take a second and share today's show within your networks. Please like and share today's show within your networks. Kelly Rice, good morning, Nathan. Ashley Rice, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Happy Friday Eve. Yes, happy Friday Eve. Jared Rice, good morning, hashtag Team NI. Good morning to you. Drop Rice, good morning, Choppers. And the host, Mr. Ivy. Clue Magic's in the house. He writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Pam Rice, good morning, fam. Ray Rice, grand risings all. Drop Rice, I hope you can call in this morning and explain that scam that the desperate Democrats put on yesterday. I mean, it's not a scam. It's called politics. And you know what? These Republicans, man, y'all nothing but hypocrites. Drop, you're nothing but a hypocrite. I didn't know you. We hadn't really been formally digitally radio, introduced back when Obama was in office. But, I mean, the behavior of the Republicans while Obama was in office, they need to stop. They need to stop. They embarrassed themselves. And Jim Jeffords, man, Jim Jeffords is Trump's dude. I don't know what Trump has promised Jim Jeffords. I talk about him. He's a white male Republican representative from Ohio. He would have to be from Ohio. And I don't know what Trump has promised and or has over Jim Jeffords. So maybe it's a combination, but it seems to be working. Donald Trump can do no wrong in the eyes of Jim Jeffords. No, he can do no wrong. To me, it makes him look weak. But that's just me. CJ Rice, good morning, all. Yeah, CJ's down in Houston. Last night, NBA, since I brought it up earlier, you had Houston versus the Clippers, and Kawhi Leonard wasn't even sticking James Harden. You got the best so-called defensive player against the best offensively and statistically offensive player, James Harden. They should have been going back and forth. It was crazy. I don't get it. Mason Muller writes, explain what drops, though. The Republicans got crushed yesterday. Wasn't good. Eb G writes, good morning, good people. Hey, good to see you, Eb G. Brother Mazone writes, good morning. Mason Muller writes, a couple of ambassadors. What the F? I think he's referring to me. Sharp writes, TIF district sounds like gentrification. Does Sharp have a point there? Mason Muller writes, the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine and the deputy assistant for Europe and Eurasian affairs is a little more than just two ambassadors. I'm just saying. Thank you for the correction. Mason Muller writes, why did the Republican Party settle for a corrupt racist like Donald Trump? ? What happened to Republican family values? Dropzo? ? Sincerely, Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels, huh? Where's she at? Last time I saw her, she was doing an interview about how she was afraid of her life. Her and her lawyer, her split. They had a public she even sued him, I think. I don't know, man. Donald Trump has that magic with that non-magic touch. Everything he touched turns to rust. Like the people around him are subject to be fall guys at any moment. Cassandra writes, hey, Choppers. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, good morning. Drop writes, hey, Queen of Wakanda. That's Cassandra's Twitter handle, I believe. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, Drop. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. I patiently waited while I enjoyed your monologue because I just wanted to get it out of the way, okay? Because I know most of your listeners usually jump in around 6. So because I saw Mr. Mahler early, okay, I want to hear his response because I don't think he called in yesterday. I'm not sure. I could have missed it because, sometimes when you call in, there's a little delay and you got to catch back up on Spreaker. But anyway, Mr. Ivy, you said that you observed some of the hearing. Which portion of the hearing did you watch?
I would say pretty much, I think most of it. Yeah.
Okay.
I might have missed something here or there, but for the most part, I had it on as I was going through my day.
Okay, and I agree with you. It was boring. But just like I said yesterday, after the first break, okay, because the first part, it was the opening statements of the majority and the minority, and then the two witnesses gave their opening statements. So about 9:30, that's when the questions started, and then they took a break. As soon as the break started, Nate, CNN did exactly what I said was going to happen. They already started spinning what had happened just with the opening statements, basically, because there was only a few questions that was answered before they took the first break. So, just like I said yesterday, Nate, people have already made their decision. And just like I agree with you in your monologue yesterday about this before it even took place, it's just politics. And that's all it is, Nate. Everybody on all sides said they won.
It's not just politics, though. I mean, it's politics, but you can't say it's just politics because it appears that Trump is guilty of what they're saying.
I know, but see, it's only a couple of things that Trump did that almost clarifies that it's politics. Because for one, he turned over the call before, because he told Nancy, okay, when the whole whistleblower thing broke, all right, that's when Nancy said, okay, at this point, we're going to move forward. And so Trump said, wait a minute, Nancy, the country doesn't need that. I'll release the call. And she's like, nope, I don't need to hear it. And everybody was saying, well, why? You're only going on a whistleblower who wasn't even on the call. So Trump said, I'll release the call. He releases the call. She's already started the process. So now it's messed up her whole thing, and she can't stop moving. So this is the one thing yesterday, Nate. Yesterday, the Ambassador Taylor, he dropped the so-called bombshell. And this is what all the media was saying. We learned something yesterday from the hearing. He dropped the so-called bombshell, which was one of his aides was in Ukraine at a dinner or in a restaurant with Ambassador Sondland, who was the guy that was appointed by Trump as ambassador of the UEA. Okay, so this aide of Ambassador Taylor now, Nate, after almost 2 months, Nate, this is his aide. Now, all of a sudden remembers that he overheard Ambassador Sondland talking to Donald Trump on the phone. Okay? Now, again, Nate, think about this. It doesn't happen like that, Nate. What, is he on speaker in a restaurant in Ukraine, Nate? What is he on the phone talking to the president? If that happened, that phone call would have been picked up by somebody and released like it's been done in the past. Somebody, I think it was either Bush 2 or Obama's administration, who was on the phone somewhere, and that shit got picked up and posted on social media. But the fact that, Nate, that this all of a sudden is a bombshell, come on, Nate. Okay, so again, we got all day today for all the spinning from both sides, and then tomorrow we got more testimony. So, Nate, again, it's just a circus, just like I predicted. But one more other thing I didn't hear you mention, and again, I don't assume because you don't mention things that you don't want to talk about it because it is your show. But this morning, former governor of Massachusetts, Deval Patrick, another member of Team Lightscan, he officially signed up, and he is now officially number, I think, 18 Democrats, or let me rephrase that, desperate Democrats that will be trying to go against Donald Trump in 2020. So that's the news out there.
I mean, should
Nick,
Deval Patrick be taken seriously? I mean, he's missed all of the TV time in terms of the debates.
Mm-hmm. But
the quote I'm reading this morning is he says, quote, "This won't be easy and it shouldn't be." Yeah, but that doesn't explain why he waited so damn late. I mean, is he a credible presidential candidate or is he angling for something else?
Okay, this is my take, okay, because he is a member of Team Lightscan and Barack Obama is behind this, okay? The fact that Kamala Harris and Cory Booker are not doing well at all with the black vote. Okay, so South Carolina is really the first spot where we're going to find out how interested the black vote is, because Joe Biden is starting to slip with this Ukraine thing. And he is the only one that's credible as far as the older black voter, because obviously the older black voter doesn't like Kamala and they don't like Cory Booker. It could be maybe because they're too extreme, and they like Joe Biden because he's more, he's part of the Obama team. So it's possible that Duvall is getting in so he could slide right into that Biden slot. Because it's a possibility, Nate, that Biden won't make it to the end. And you're going to have somebody that the Democrats will feel can secure that black vote if Biden disappears, because there's nobody else in the race. And they desperately need the black vote, because 5 to 8 is all it takes. So we all know by now the interest in the black community, especially with the younger black vote, it's not registered. I mean, Elizabeth Warren, she's done, Nate, because they exposed her with her Medicare for All. So there's really no place for the black vote to go. So that's my take on why Deval Patrick is in. He's got the backing of Obama, and he's got the Obama bag. But his downfall is going to be, Nate, is his voice. If you play an audio of him, Nate, I'm telling you, American people don't go for that. So
hold on, I'm trying to bring.
I got to say, when
I'm
you
trying
hear
to
his
bring.
voice, Nate.
Hey, hold on one second. I'm trying to bring Glenn into the call. Hey, Glenn's trying to get at you. Hold on, this is Glenn right here. Calling Glenn. Yo, Glenn, what's up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. What's
Is
going
Rob on the phone?
Yeah, he was on the phone.
Oh, I wanted to debate him. You know.
Yeah, he's on the phone right now. Hold on, I'm trying to get him right
Got a
now.
little drop, man.
Yeah, we calling drop. Drop Zo. Click over, Drop Zo. Drop, I know he's listening. This black man.
Barack Obama administration and Benghazi.
Oh,
But
you've been talking all the time? I didn't know.
Can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly. What's going on?
Okay. No, you didn't hear what I was saying?
I just didn't hear what you said, no.
No, I was saying that because they really don't have a defense for Donald Trump, is that guys like Drop and other Republicans, they talk about the process. And this is a process that was actually started by the Republicans in 2015 when they were investigating Benghazi. See, these are facts that guys like Drop hope that you don't know, that you'll never get the information about, because he'll continue to spread this crap about it being a hoax when actually he committed a crime, Drop. He solicited the foreign government to interfere in our U.S. elections. Now, Nate, this is coming after what? Another foreign government tried to interfere in the elections of 2016. So, I mean, again, why would you do something that's been heavily investigated before and we found to be corruption? And a lot of this, Nate, this whole idea about Ukraine and them being trying to interfere in the U.S. elections, they're trying to deflect the blame away from Russia. Drop won't tell you that. Well, guess what? Guess who's big friends with Russia and Vladimir Putin? Our U.S. president. People in Ukraine, when you sit there and look at Zelensky sitting in a chair next to Donald Trump, you see how he looks, Nate? He looks like a scared little puppy. He looks like a young president scared to death of saying anything that might be negative against Donald Trump, because he knows he's a hair trigger away from saying to F it, I'm not going to give you aid. On some crazy shit. On some made-up story about Ukraine was really the people that interfered in our election. It wasn't the Russians. And I told you before, when they went after that lady, Masha Yamovich, or whatever her name is, they picked the wrong lady. She was the one who's like, oh, no, you cannot mess up a career like mine on some crazy stuff that you hear on Fox News and Sean Hannity and just think I'm going to sit there and just take it. And when she decided to go ahead and testify, that's when everybody else, that's why Bill Taylor came out. That's why Kent come out. And the Republicans continue to talk about, well, you hear it's hearsay. It's second and third party information. Well, guess what happens, Rob? Lieutenant Colonel Vindman's going to come in. He actually was on the call. And for those that don't know, Lieutenant Vindman he listened to the call. He was the one that was alarmed by hearing a U.S. president suggest that foreign governments should accurately transcribing what was made on that phone call. He tried to make additions, and guess what, Nate? They didn't allow it. Again, drop all these things that are readily available at your fingertips on your phone, and you can watch it. I told you before, this is going to be like the Rodney King political tape. And you're going to have guys like Drop. I call him Simi Valley Drop because that's how he sees it. We all can see a violation happen. We all can see a man abusing his power as president, but Drop can't see it. Just like the Rodney King tape, Simi Valley Drop. That's what he's going to go down as. So, Nate, I got to get back in, man. I got a lot more to say. The hearings are going to still continue to go on. They have private hearings today. Tomorrow they're going to have another witness come out. And like I said before, what are Republicans going to do? You're going to try to slander a lieutenant colonel, a guy with a Purple Heart. You're going to try to slander career foreign employees who have worked through numerous administrations. And yesterday, Bill Taylor said in his, 50-something years as an ambassador with Ukraine and Ukraine relations, he has never seen this happen in 50 years. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that some dumb shit can happen under the tutelage of Donald Trump and Mike Mulvaney and Rudy Giuliani. The fact that you got a shadow government on the other side, not even letting State Department people know what the hell is going on, should be, that's at least cause for censure. But again, like I always say, man, I hope they just getting what I'm spitting, man. You have a good one, brother.
Appreciate you, man. Take it easy. We will. Appreciate the call. Trying to get Drop back on the line. He called in and, oh, damn. That was all me, Drop. My bad. Feel free. Oh, those some great military. You know, look at that. I like that. Gerald, I see you. Dwayne, I see y'all. To my Semper Fi. Okay. Shout out to black veterans. Don't get the respect they deserve. That's great. I see people are really enjoying. And again, so the idea with the Dope Chicks Collective is that will be an audio podcast. And it'll also be a podcast where, we stream it. So you can look at the video as well. And I really think they're talking about, shout out to Danny Blue and her team, TNT, and all the ladies that make up the Dope Chicks Collective. I think people will really enjoy that. I really do. Let's get something out of it. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning, Drop. Sorry about that, brother. That was all on me.
Hey, Nate, it's all good, brother. I'm retired. Okay, Mr. Mahler is the one that called in on his break, so it must have been some kind of switch up, right? Because I kind of heard, because you let people talk, right?
Yeah, I was trying to merge you.
Right?
And it just didn't work.
Nate, I'm a veteran of talk radio, bro. I know you're a one-man team, so the way my setup is hooked up, I got my tablet, I got my cell phone, right? Because I know you can't have audio going when you're talking. So when I couldn't hear you, I said, well, maybe you can hear me. So I, did my little Drop Squad 52, blah, blah. And then I took my headset out of my phone, plugged it into the tablet, and that's when I heard y'all talking. Then I hear in the chat room, like I'm running. What am I running from, Nate? I ain't got nothing to run from. He gives his opinion, I give mine. But see, I do it in a different way. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm just stating the facts, okay? Because like I always told you, Nate, the parties are different, but all politicians are the same. They love the spotlight. They love the camera because they need votes so they can get reelected and stay in their seat. But the bottom line, the last point I was making, we were talking about Deval Patrick, and that's my take. It has to have something to do with the black vote, Nate. The fact that he's getting in this late, and he's not going to be on the ballot in Iowa, New Hampshire, and somewhere, but he will be on the ballot in South Carolina. And that's what I think. I think it's all about South Carolina, Nate, because they cannot afford to lose the black vote this early. So Now, if there's anything that I missed, were you trying to do a two-way or something, Nate?
Yeah, I was trying to connect you on a three-way.
Oh, well, you know what's going to happen, Nate. You know how Glenn Mason is. I'm just going to let him spew, because that's what he does. He tries to overtalk. So the only way you can really have somebody like him on the phone with somebody that disagrees with him is for you to have it set up with a topic and a time limit, and you cut the other person off, Nate. But I know you're a radio guy. I don't need to tell you how to do what you do. And I know you do what you do because you do it well, my brother. So before I go, because I couldn't hear your response on what I said about Deval Patrick and being connected to the black vote.
Well, I mean, that's your theory. I'm still searching. Like I said, I got an open question mark. Like, why is he getting to the race now? Is it really about him trying to become the Democrat presidential nominee, or is there some other agenda?
Okay. All right. That's all I want to know, Mr. Ivy. I ain't going to take up too much of your time because I want to hear other people respond. Huh?
Yeah, that's all good, man. Appreciate the flow.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to say real quick. The Colin Kaepernick thing, the movement will not be televised. It will be monetized. And the NFL, they saw what Colin Kaepernick was trying to do. So they gave him an ultimatum at the end, because I got this from Adam Scheffler, and they almost put him in a spot where he had no choice. Okay, because on a Saturday night, everybody knows what's happening on a Saturday during football season. It's normally done on a Tuesday, right? On a Tuesday. So the NFL took that money-making thing away from Colin Kaepernick and his team. Because if you remember early on in the season when a lot of quarterbacks were dropping, they were getting hurt, his attorney dropped something online and everybody thought Colin was going to get a tryout. But he was Nate, they're out there trying to make money. I ain't mad at them. Make your money. But like you always say, Nate, why would him of all people, why would he want to go back to the NFL? What would be the point? Because the first thing people going to want to see when the first national anthem starts, all cameras going to be on him to see if he kneels. Exactly. Right. So
hasn't he already said he's not going to kneel anymore? I think he's already made that public, hasn't he?
No, because he can't talk about it. That was part of his non-disclosure deal. When he got the money and he settled, he can't talk about it.
I agree with Eric Reed. Now, Eric Reed was his teammate, and he actually knelt neck with him when he was going through that with the San Francisco 49ers. Like 3 hours ago, it was reported that Eric Reed says he feels like it's a PR stunt. That's what it feels like to me. It's a PR stunt.
Right. He's the one that plays for Carolina, right?
Yes, I do believe he plays for Carolina now, right? The Panthers.
He also had another quote that's viral, well, not viral, but it's running on certain threads where someone asked him that question about the workout, and he said, well, this is like a quote from Malcolm X. He said, if you got a knife 9 inches in my back and you pull it out 3, we still got a long way to go. Let's see what happens. So he ain't buying it either. But anyway, thank you for taking my time, Mr. Ivy. I always appreciate when you allow me to talk. And we're going to see what happens with this hearing. But, Nate, after yesterday, I don't see how it can get better. Drop Squad 52. Dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it. Peace. Even you, Mr. Mahler.
Appreciate the call. Got it all in. So I agree with Eric Reed, who was his former teammate of Colin Kaepernick. He said it feels like it's a publicity stunt. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like. So, again, the NFL should have let the brothers kneel. If they want to kneel or whatever they want to do, let them do it. And it never would have been a big deal. But the white fan base of the NFL had a problem with it because part of the condition of acceptance in the minds of some white folks of a black man is that, or black people, or a person of color, is that you appear to be above race. As long as you don't talk about race, it's all good. It's all good. Once you start doing that, making all that money, talking about what the police is doing, Oh, now you're a problem. Now you're a problem. I'm taking a break, of course, at 9 a.m. But until then, I want to make sure that you have to play this. I look at this as a public service announcement. This goes out to anybody, but especially women. If you are somebody that uses an Uber or you use rideshare, you got to listen to this video. You got to see this video. You got to hear this audio. This, I think, is a public service announcement. CJ, this is from down where you from, man. A black female in Houston shared her very unsettling Lyft experience, and she put out a warning. And I want to play this early in the show because you might be taking a Lyft or an Uber today, and you got to keep your head up. Check this out.
Good morning. I normally don't really be going live like this, but it is early in the morning. I was on my way to work. I dropped my baby girl off at school. My car started acting up, so her dad told me to catch a Lyft and leave my car there, and he would fix it for me. So I called the Lyft, got in the car with the Lyft, noticed that they were taking all these different turns, no major streets, was not following the GPS that they were supposed to be following. So I asked the guy, I said, why are you making all these turns? You know, this is not the way to my job. And he wouldn't answer me. He kept on just driving. So I'm noticing that I'm going down these different sidewalks, these neighborhoods. I'm so nervous. Like, I can't even really talk. So I'm asking the guy, like, why are you turning here? This is not the way to my job. So he kept telling me to be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Like, hold on, I know what I'm doing. So he pulls up behind this other car, like a big truck. I don't even know what it was. So I'm like, just nervous because I'm on the phone the whole time and I wasn't paying attention the whole while that he was making all these turns. So I asked him, why don't you go around this truck? Why you just sitting behind the truck like this? I have to get to work. And then he wouldn't answer me. So a black guy got out of the truck. He had braids in his head and everything. And he started opening the gates to this warehouse or whatever it was and was telling the car that I was in, the Lyft driver, to back into the warehouse or whatever. So I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like, this is not the way that you're supposed to be going to my job. So I'm telling y'all to be safe out here. I had to get out the car and run. I was in a Lyft. I have all his information and everything. I was riding in a Lyft car trying to get to work because my car was acting funny. I called the police and everything. I'm still waiting on the police. I'm safe. I'm waiting at a gas station. I'm just saying, be safe so y'all can share this video. I'm in Houston, Texas. I was on Richmond and Dunvale, and it's real out here. You have to be safe. So anybody who's riding in a Lyft or Uber or anything, be careful. Be careful. Like, I don't know what these people would have done to me. I don't know if they was going to try to rape me or do anything to me. But be careful. Be safe. Share this video to whoever you need to share it to. I am safe though, but this is crazy. Like, I'm scared out of my mind. Y'all be safe.
Yeah, be safe out here. Isn't that chilling? That is very unsettling. And who knows what they were going to do with her. And she said she was still trying to catch her breath. I've seen that look before. I was watching like some Nature Channel shit, right? And this lion was creeping up. I don't know what it was. You know, I don't know if it was like, it was in Africa on the Serengeti. So the Serengeti plain. I just can't remember if it was like whatever. What was it? It was a gazelle or something like that. A little baby gazelle. The lion was creeping up on the baby gazelle and damn near got it. But the gazelle got away. And then they showed a shot of the gazelle and it was panting and like catching its breath. That's the same look she had because she almost got snapped up by some predators. What were they going to do to her? She said she got into the Lyft and she said a couple things here that I really want to pay attention to people. You can never let your guard down in public. You should never get into somebody else's car, Lyft or whatever, and you all super comfortable. That's not what this is about. You're not getting in your cousin's car. You don't know these people. You should never get into, man, there's people be passed out in the back of a Lyft. You might wake up south of the border in a barrel. Where do you think you are? This is America. You got all kind of people out here operating with different agendas, organ harvesting, human trafficking. She looked like, man, she make a lot of money on the black market. She talking about be raped. No, sweetheart, we gonna sell you into slavery. That's what we're gonna do. It's real out here. It's real. I'm telling you, that's how people be missing. She said that dude was just driving, and just think about it. If you're into human trafficking, that's a great business to be in. Ride share. Because they get into your car. They jump right in. You ain't got to do nothing but, yeah, you such and such. Yeah. Get in. People get in the back of these Ubers and Lyfts and get too comfortable. They start getting on the phone and zoning out. You can't do that in the back of some stranger's car. I don't give a damn how many stars he has. I don't care how many rides they say they show. Man, the wifey always got a weapon. Always. I keep telling her. Always. You need to have your hand in your purse. Because if this mofo do something, you're going to have to cut him. Period. Ladies, don't let your guard down. I know that people choose rideshare because it's like, oh, I can drink now. But you should never get so inebriated that you all conked out. Man, you'll wake up in plastic with some Dexter type dude looking down at you with a scalpel in his hand. And it's a wrap for you. Nobody's going to hear you scream. We won't be able to find you. It's a wrap for you. You know, you turn up without any organs. How'd this happen? I mean, I'm talking about real life events. This stuff is really happening. And that's how it happened. She said, dude didn't say a word. That makes sense. Why say anything? You in the car now. I don't have to I don't have to say a word. I simply drive you to the spot. Boom. Now, once we get you so far in, you're done. Had she allowed herself to be pulled back, they was about to pull her back into some warehouse thing. That's where it goes down. Once they shut them doors, it's life or death. It's a wrap for you. She was lucky to be alive right now. The police might have picked her up and took her back to the damn warehouse. You never know these days, man. I've been watching too many movies, I know. But that's real life right there. I want to put that out because people be traveling today. Always have a weapon with you. Always. And be prepared to use it. This ain't no game. You might have to jab a knife into a mofo's face. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Either you're going to come home or you're going to let them take you somewhere and do despicable things to you. I would prefer whatever somebody's going to do, make them do it to you right there on the side of the road. Because if they take you somewhere dark where nobody can hear you, they're going to torture you. Yeah. And Jesus is not going to come help you. That's what's going to happen. You'll be all alone. And we find people like that all the time. That's very chilling right there. I don't know. They were probably going, it could have been a number of things. Human trafficking comes to mind. Harvesting of organs comes to mind. Probably I'm thinking human trafficking. I mean, let's be real here. There's an underground, undercurrent, black market of people where people are being, bought and sold like cattle. We know this. We know this. Whether you have seen it or not, you intrinsically know that what I'm saying is true. Because look at all the evil that we keep seeing. Children coming up missing, people coming up missing, people being abused. I mean, Richard Epstein comes to mind. I'm sorry, Jeffrey Epstein comes to mind. He goes to jail, ends up hanging himself. Sure, he hung himself. No. The rich perverts that like to dibble and dabble in these kind of dark things, they had to shut him up. That's what I think. I don't have any evidence, and I know we kind of went to another tone, hit it, but I thought that was one of the more interesting videos I've come across in the last 24 hours. Very interesting. I think she's credible. Now, she may come out with a new video tomorrow and say, hey guys, it was a hoax. I'm really an actress looking for my first gig. And I hope that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's what happens, but something tells me she just dodged a bullet. Have you ever had any near misses, near experiences like that? Seen something shady, something like that? Your spider sense went off, something like that? I believe in my spider sense. When my spider sense goes off, I listen to it. Even if it's inconvenient. Serenthi writes, morning. Miss Tiffany writes, good morning. CG Dubs in the house. She writes, good morning, choppers. TGIT. Thank God it's Thursday. Thank God it's Thursday. I know that's right. Drop writes, Volkswagen breaks ground to open new electric car plant in Tennessee. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Mason Marler writes, who knew Donald Trump's head advisor for immigration, Stephen Miller, was a virulent racist and wrote emails to alt-right Steve Bannon and other white nationalist groups and media? So that's why little brown kids are in cages. Question mark. Imagine that. Yes, I am aware of that. It seems like the suspicions about Stephen Miller have been confirmed, along with his white supremacist, philosophy. It is. Kush is in the house. Pamela writes, Jim Jordan, Nate, not Jeffers. I'm sorry, Jim Jordan. Clue Magic writes, Jim Jordan is known for looking the other way while BS is going on his watch. Ask 100 Ohio State student athletes. Crystal's in the house. She writes, good morning, Choppers. Please pray for me and my family as we make funeral arrangements for my brother this morning. That's right, Crystal. I saw that on Facebook. Man, that is just terrible, terrible news. And condolences to you and your family. I know it's very difficult right now. I've lost people, but never a brother. I saw the images you put up. And again, just condolences to you and your family in this difficult time. Mason Marler writes, Jim Jordan, I'm sorry, I was saying Jeffers the whole time. Jim Jordan looks like Looks like he stinks and smells like a wet dog. Tanika writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Yeah, we got to put some prayers up for Crystal and her family. Pamela, I'm sorry, the Mason Marler writes, folks, go to the Facebook friends page. I posted about the hearings yesterday. Just read it. Then you will know Drop is lying. Drop does deal with some alternative facts. Sister V writes, Hotep, beautiful black people. Can somebody please tell Jim Jordan to wipe the brown off his nose? Damn, brown nosing. TNT writes, good morning, good to see you. Tanika writes, Drop, you're delusional, brother. Mason Muller writes, Deval Patrick has as much chance as Bloomberg. Drop is clueless, I agree. Mason Muller writes, what? Biden is not slipping with the Ukraine thing? Hang up the phone, fool. Clue Magic writes, we don't even have to read it to know Drop is lying, Mahler. He is a weak facsimile of the Cheeto. A weak facsimile of the Cheeto. What is the world coming to? Mazone writes, Jock Squad ran. Jock Squad. Tony writes, you are dropping nonsense. I'll say it again, the Choppers are not dumb people. These are very intelligent people. You just can't come in here and just say put some stuff out there and think people are going to roll with it. It doesn't work that way. Tony writes, wow, Drop, abort ship, LOL. No, that wasn't Drop. It was me. He didn't run or jump off the phone. It was me. Pamela writes, wow, Drop chicken out. Unbelievable. He got scared of Glenn. He did not. He did not. I must correct the record. That was my fault. Mazone writes, he's a cornball. They're going in. Mazone writes, wow, Glenn scared the ish out of Jock Squad. He did not. I mean, at least that he didn't hang up. I hung up on him inadvertently while trying to connect the two phone calls. Just to clear Drop's good name. If you want to call it that. He did not do that. Drop don't give a damn. But I must take a break, my friends. We'll be right back. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. I'm live, local, and vocal. If you haven't already done so, during the break, take some time and please share the show within your networks, with your friends, with people who you think might like talk radio. They might like the flows. We'll be right back.
Report. I'm Donna Wilson. The U.S. Supreme Court appears it may likely let a racial discrimination claim against Comcast move forward. This would be a victory for Byron Allen, the African-American media mogul who sued Comcast as well as Charter Communications for refusing to distribute his stations while launching scores of mostly white-owned networks. Jay-Z and Iconics brand group have settled a series of legal disputes arising from transactions between the rapper and the clothing licensing company dating back to 2007. In a regulatory filing, Iconics said it agreed to sell some intellectual property assets to Jay-Z's Roc Nation in exchange for $15 million. Both sides agreed to drop all claims against each other without admitting wrongdoing or unlawful conduct. That's your Bloomberg Urban Report. I'm Donna Wilson.
People are always talking about the stock market, always looking to invest in a good opportunity, something with the potential to grow. So what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock where you invest to make money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps students like me go to college, which ends up making the future better for everybody. I could be the first college graduate in my family, the first district attorney from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there will be a second and a third. This can really be the start of something. My name is Charles, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Very quick break. Back to rock with you, live, local, and vocal. This is the Nathan Ivey Show. Good morning. Powered by Sin Digital Media, a new urban voice in the city of Cincinnati. If you haven't already done so, go over to our Facebook page and like it, and then you'll get updates when we put up content on Facebook. And you can check out the Is It Just Me podcast with Donnie B. You can check out the Truth to Power podcast with the Cincinnati NAACP. A couple of new podcasts. You can check out the Nathan Ivey podcast. I'm going to start putting best of on that Sin Digital Media pages from a page from the various podcasts. There's a clip up right now of a brand new podcast we're working on called Cutting Through the Bull. Oh, it's after 9 a.m. Cutting Through the Bullshit. Hosted by Clue Magic and Fast Pitch. And also look forward to the Dope Chicks Collective. Many people might have got a chance to see that video. Expect more, much more to come. TNT writes, Cam writes, Mason is on point. TNT writes, they like Biden because they believe he is the only one that can beat Trump, when in reality, any of them could beat him at this point. They're willing to settle for the safe old white man, then take a chance on viable black candidates who they believe white America won't support. So again, we conform to the majority's wants instead of fighting for the type of society we need. Older black people need to quit voting in fear. Wow. Hashtag put some respect on my vote. I love it. I love it. I love that. Can I use that phrase? Put some respect on my vote. I love that. Racker. Pamela writes, all Drop wants to do is talk. He won't even debate because he knows people can see through his BS. Or they can cut through his BS. And he can't debate Glenn's truth. Mike Davis writes, rise and shine, young stars. TNT writes, hashtag Dope Chicks Collective. Mason Muller writes, the way my setup is hooked up, yeah, you hit the hang up button. My phone worked, dropped, stopped running. No, he did not run. It was my mistake. Pat's in the house. She writes, good morning. I see Fame Rothstein's in the house. He writes, good morning. Alt Middle has too much G in our swag for popularity boosting. Our haters only popping because they battery boosted. It's part of Colin's DNA or NDA. Non-disclosure agreement. It's a shame. Colin continues to play you whack niggas' emotions. Fame writes, hey, Miss Eb G, was Steve Shabbat at your job yesterday? Mason Muller writes, drop, setup, and phone didn't seem to have a problem. Clue Magic writes, the GOP criticized the Dems for not having firsthand witnesses in the Ukraine dealings after the White House put out orders that they couldn't testify in the hearings. Make that make sense. TNT writes, wow. Tony writes, Nate, can you post that on the Friends page? Yeah. Yeah, you talking about the video of the woman? Yeah, I'll post it for you right now. And I'll post it inside the Chop Shop here so you can check it out. I think she's credible. I think she was like giving us a warning. That's why I played it, because I know a lot of people. I'm going to go with the standard, check this out. You know? Okay. Boom. There it is. And I put a tag on there too. So there it is. So yeah, there it is. I just put it inside the friends page. But again, I can go a little further and I'll put it inside of the Chop Shop as well. And you can check it out for yourself. That video is chilling. There's the link. You can check it out for yourself. TNT writes human sex trafficking. That's what I'm thinking. Somebody ordered him a black female. Go get me a thick black female. And there's plenty of thick black females out here to choose from. There's plenty. Yes, some rich pervert, tyrant, sadist decided he wanted to order up him a sister from the South, and they was going to get him one. And again, I mean, if I was in that business, you know, you want to make things easy as possible. How many industries do you have in which you can get people to jump inside of your car? And once they get in the car, a lot of people are distracted because they don't order their day right. You know, oh, when I get in the car, then I'll start making these work emails. You should do that shit during the day. When you're in the car, head up, alert, all the time. That's not paranoid. That's alert. A lot of people get in public and they stop being alert. You don't have to be paranoid, but you have to be alert. What does that mean? Well, that means you don't put your headphones in your ear and turn the music all the way up so you don't know what the hell's going on. This cat might be cocking a Glock in place. You need to hear what's going on. It means you don't get so caught up on your screen that you really don't know where he's driving. It means that when you're in doing ride share, and again, I like drivers that have that little thing where you can see the phone and you can follow along where they're going. And that way you can know that they on point. Okay. The other thing is you can do it on your phone. But there's people I know that'll get in the back of the car and they just get too comfortable and they think they're at home. You're not at home, B. You're not. There was a woman who mistakenly, this happened within the last, I'd say, year and a half. I think it happened in Chicago. And she was drunk or, you know, she was inebriated, got into the wrong Uber. She got into the Uber of a serial killer. He drove her somewhere, strangled her out. I think he raped her, then he strangled her. That can happen to you. And your mindset has to be, what are you willing to do if it happens? I don't care how nice they are. I don't care if they got 5 stars, 10 stars. I don't give a damn. You don't know. You don't know. So don't get too comfortable, choppers. You doing your little ride share thing. Don't just veg out. I'm going to take a nap. You're going to take a nap. No, that's not the time to take a nap in the back of a stranger's car you meet for the first time. You might wake up. Know what you're going to do? You wake up and him and his boys is there. You're going to wish you had a concealed carry permit. Then you're going to wish you was carrying then. That's what you're going to do. You're going to wish you had that knife on you. I don't understand humans that don't have weapons on them in this crazy world. I don't get it. Especially not females. Should always have a weapon. Always. This is 2020, about to go into 2020. Very, very highly racially charged. I mean, a couple things are at all-time high. One, the dumb shit. The dumb shit is at an all-time high. Tell me I'm wrong. Because of the way people was raised and drugs and mental health. All-time high. You never know. Be careful, choppers. You'll wake up in the afterlife. Sister V writes, the Uber driver would have caught a taser in the neck. Hashtag Tony Huey is right. That's the way I'm thinking. You got to be prepared to do what you got to do to get home to your family. And if you got to cut through a motherfucker, then that's what you got to do. It is what it is. God will forgive you. He'll forgive you. Tracy writes, I have not been in an Uber since that fool got lost with me in the back seat in Maryland. I do not ride share, he writes. What? He got lost with you in the back seat in Maryland? Oh, my gosh. Mike Jones writes, good morning, choppers. TNT writes, until I get my CCW, I got my switchblade and mace. That works, too. Mace is a great thing to have on you, even as a man. You can deal with a lot of situations straight to the face. Mofos will leave you alone. Have you ever been maced before? Oh my God. Mace can kill you. Mace can kill you. If you got like COPD or some kind of asthma problem, some kind of breathing issues, your ass will be done. That's not a good way to go either. I don't think so. Tony writes, my wife used to look at me crazy when I insisted she carry a box cutter in her purse. She gets it now. Yeah. Anything can happen. You can walk down the street, some crazy mofo want to grab you and pull you into a car. You gonna let them do that? You gonna beg and plead with them? I'm gonna do whatever you want to do. That's what you gonna do? I ain't going out like that. Just take me out. I don't want to go to the afterlife begging and pleading. I don't want to do all that. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. I have no control over it. Sorinthy writes, Nate sounds like he's been watching Criminal Minds Marathon, LOL. Sounded like he's delivering a profile. Yeah, I kind of felt like that, Sorinthy. I did. And maybe I have. Over the years, I mean, not recently. No, I say that, I go to the extreme cases because when you're dealing with safety, that's what you're afraid of. Like what happened to that woman is what scares me because my wife rides shares. What I'm saying to you, I've shared to her and more. And more. And, I got a pretty good understanding of how I would react, but I never know how the wifey's going to react. I never know, as much as you try to prepare, you never know how somebody's going to react. So I say this out of a genuine concern for, people I love and for the people that listen to the show as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it could happen to you. And you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to do if it happens? That night, Cletus gonna pick you up. Oh, Cletus got 3,000 rides. Oh, he's a diamond. Great. You get in the car. Cletus is a serial killer on the low. He talking about his grandkids. Oh, you got pictures of the babies up here. He's a damn serial killer. What are you gonna do? You gonna beg him to, please don't. You gonna show him pictures of your kids? Man, that'll turn a serial killer on. He likes that. Oh, show more emotion. They want you to be terrified and all that kind of stuff. Hell no. I'm not doing it. I don't think you should do it either. That's what CCW's for. That's why, there's all kinds of ways you can protect yourself. Mace, I think, is pretty effective. That's why you gotta keep yourself in relatively good shape. You might have to run away from a mofo. You might have to do that. You might have to fight somebody. You gotta be in shape enough to do that, I think. Marlon writes, good morning, Lady Choppers. This is a good non-lethal option for your self-protection. Okay, let me check this out. Palm Industries, Palm Key. What is this? Palm Industries. What does this do? POM clip, Palm Key. Okay. Hey, Marlon, can you tell me what the hell this is? I don't know. It doesn't tell me what this actually does. Oh, pepper spray. Okay. Palm is a next generation pepper spray product redesigned to seamlessly blend into your, for sure. Get you some of this. Fellas, get you some too. Mofo talking that ish. You ain't got to put no hands on him. Just hit him straight in the eyes with this. He'll leave you alone. And you can go on what you do with your life. Okay. Oh, it's stylish. See, I would get the black one. I like that. Okay, appreciate that, man. And you say non-lethal. Depends. Condolences. Okay, a lot of condolences coming up. Fake woke is going against the grain just to be contrarian. Wackest shit ever. I agree. Fast Pitch writes, Lyft, once dude didn't respond to my question, I would have started kicking his ass from the back seat and hopping out that car. I know that's right. Where you going? He don't say nothing. You already know it's bad intentions because he got an agenda. And the agenda is to get you to wherever he's trying to get you, not argue with you and all this kind of stuff. Like I said, once I got you in the car, I'm doing 45 miles an hour. I got a reasonable expectation. You ain't going to jump out the car. All right? But you might have to. Tony writes, good looking out, Nate. I'll forward this to my grown daughter to read since me warning her ain't good enough. She Ubers to gigs and performance on the regular. Nothing wrong with that. I Uber myself. And I've had some good experiences. I've had some bad experiences. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point now where I just don't want to be in a car with somebody I don't want to be in a car with. So if I get in your car and I'm Ubering, I just feel like the vibe ain't right, I'll get out. Hey, they pull over right here. Boom. They get paid to that point. I could stand there and get another ride share to the next place. And I have actually did it for two reasons. One, it was because I got into a woman's car. I could tell she was just finished smoking. And the second one was about the same thing. It was a dude was smoking. It was just stuff all over the seats. I started looking around like, bruh, come on, man. You don't have the kind of car where you should be transporting strangers. Is it too much to ask for you to vacuum their car before you pick me up in an Uber? Is that too much? I don't think so. Some of these Uber drivers is lazy. Lazy as hell, man. No, I'll tell you what it was. It was a brother that was eating White Castles. I got in the car. I was like, man, I don't want to smell your White Castle. He's eating the White Castles in the front seat as we're driving. I'm like, dude, I mean, you might have thought this over. Fast Pictures in the house. She writes, good morning, all. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let me check my messages here because I got a couple feelers out. Yeah, so you can check out the video for yourself. I think she's really credible. And I think she's reasonably attractive. She's not an ugly woman. Somebody ordered them a black female. And see if you can give me a black female. And they was got to deliver a black female. Let's see. Angela posted this 14 hours ago on the Friends page. Is Cincinnati and Hamilton County really going to get behind and pass a bus tax next year that will increase the tax rate to 7.8%? Ray writes, I'm still up in the air. Could be. Is that Charlie Winburn? I've seen some billboards of Charlie Winburn around the city. Have you seen them? Great stuff. Appreciate it. Lakeisha writes, strippers at world famous. Wait. She posted this 15 hours ago. Earn $100,000 a year. I don't think there's anything wrong with stripping. I really don't. If you want to strip, if you feel like that's what you need to do and you doing it the right way, I think it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. Now, before you say, Nate, what about your daughter stripping? Now, obviously, what father wants their daughter to do it? None. But if my daughter gets grown and she decides she's going to do that, what am I going to do about it? Disown her? No, I'm not going to disown little Buddha, even when she's big Buddha. I'm just not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in general, I don't hurt people. I mean, that's a legal profession. It's not like you're harming children. You're dancing. If you want to dance nude and that's how you make your money, I ain't here to hate on you. Because I'm not coming to your house to pay your bills. You got to make that bill money. It's all on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these hypocrites. Bunky writes, what's up, Nate and the Choppers? Good morning to you. Drop writes, I'm laughing my ass off listening to Nate read y'all posts. I love the Choppers, even the overseer, Mr. Mauler. Why you keep calling the man the overseer? Iris Rowley writes, good morning, great people. Hey, good to see you, Iris. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm reading that the Bengals are going to send a scout to see Colin Kaepernick work out in Atlanta this Saturday. And the Bengals had a chance to recruit Colin Kaepernick. And if they had, they probably would have had better success. Right? And now they're trying to do it again. I don't even know how old Colin Kaepernick is now. He might be past his prime, but again, you know, in terms of NFL years, at least he hasn't been there on his body. Let me see. I'm just getting word from my representatives that the NFL league office reached out to them about a workout in Atlanta on Saturday. I've been in shape and ready for this for 3 years. Can't wait to see the head coaches and GMs on Saturday. Let me see. Here's his workout. Starts at 3 p.m. on Saturday. It'll be done by, say, 5. And it's going to be recorded for all the teams. And again, individually, if he gets a shot, that's great for Colin Kaepernick. But for the larger movement, freedom, free expression of athletes, still up in the air. We got John on the line. Good morning to you, John, and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Nathan Ivy and the good people.
You almost forgot for a second.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. You almost forgot my name for a second. It's okay.
Yeah, a little feedback. I don't know. I'm not in the house now. I'm in front of my bank And I'm getting this feedback. That's a little strange.
Hold on 1 second here. How about that, John? How's that sound?
How's that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you the whole time, but are you still picking up feedback?
Great. Oh, so it wasn't me all along.
No, it was you all along.
Get those bugs out of your system. Once again, good morning, Mr. Nathan Ivey, and the good people of Cincinnati, as well as the good people around the world, and yes, those blasted shoppers. How are you today, sir?
I was great as the first time I introduced you to the show, John. You've been on for like 2 minutes now. I'm doing good.
Good. Before we get to that circus of hearings last night, you're talking about Mr. Colin Capillary, and his tryouts on Saturday, which
Capillary?
I think
Kaepernick?
I think he does. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. But, I'm glad the brother is getting a tryout. He's worth $1 million with that lawsuit. What did he win in that lawsuit? What did he get out of that lawsuit? How many millions of dollars?
We don't know. It was undisclosed.
I heard it was pretty big. I think it was more than $20 million he got. So, but if the brother feels he's still capable of going on the field playing, he should play. And remember, he's been out of circulation and playing football for 2-3 years now?
For 3 years.
Am I correct?
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
So his body hasn't been damaged, and if he's been practicing all this time, keeping the arm strong, then he should be fresh and ready to play. The only problem is whatever team he goes to, if they pick him up or it's a tryout, he's not going to come in until the end of the season, whoever decides to pick him up, because it'll give him time to get implemented into a new system. Why throw him into the dogs, which is what some of these teams probably would want anyway, throw him into the dogs and get slaughtered. Cincinnati is one team, Florida, a number of teams that are losers and going no place should give the brother a tryout. Stop with the foolishness, the NFL. I mean, this should have been behind you a long time ago, but you choose to drag it out. I know you listen to the Nathan Ivey show. The NFL and the commissioner is keeping a close eye on your show. So, just get behind this. This is stupid. A waste of ton of money and time. I know you owners got a lot of money and you don't care. It's just keeping the brother on the plantation, cracking the whip as much as possible. But he won the first round. You guys won the first round by releasing him. He won the second round, and he's about ready to win the third round. So the best is to everybody's advantage to move forward and stop with the slave mentality, try to stop the brother from making a little extra money. Let's see how he does in the tryout, and I don't think he's going to be on the field until next season, which is smart, which is a good thing to do. Instead of coming in there with the last 4 or 5 games, getting killed by a top premier team on defense, you might also wait so you can get acclimated to the new team, their offense. You're back into the system. That's how I think this should really work out. But let's see how it all plays out. All right, Mr. Nathan Ivey, I'd like to hear your opinion. I know you chimed in and turned on the TV. I didn't want to be bothered with it, too, but I did sneak every now and then and look at some of those hearings during the day, at night, the typical MSNBCs, NBCs, and CNN. And it's interesting, tantalizing information. Hey, we all know the rat in the White House, or 45, or should I call him? Let's give him a different name. Let's not call him Trump. Let's not call him the rat or 45. Let's call him the Joker. Remember Batman? Let's call him the Joker. And that's what he is, the Joker. As I stated to you many times, Trump is like the genie in the bottle. Once you pull him out of the bottle, you can't put him back in. So he's the Joker. He's performing, and he loves to perform. Let's see how it plays out when he leaves that White House. Attorney generals from New York, New Jersey, California, and Florida, they're eagerly waiting for him to leave that White House because Mueller turned over all the goods, and they're going to get him. But I'd like to hear your opinion on what you thought about the first day of the hearings.
Well, thank you for the call, John. I appreciate it. Well, I thought that it was dry and boring, difficult to watch all of it. For people who aren't really, I don't think it's that difficult. Apparently they're saying you're using the word bribery. I think that the more dramatic moments are going to happen today. and tomorrow. But I also believe that it's not changing anybody's opinion. Ultimately, if you're a Trumpster, you're a Trumpster. If you're a never Trumpster, you're a never Trumpster. And it's not really going to change your mind. You might have some white Democrat/Republicans who voted for Trump as a Republican, voting Republican for the first time because of their disdain for Hillary, because the Russians and the Republicans did a really good job of making Hillary seem as unappetizing as president as Trump is, and then sexism took over. And it all worked perfectly. And that's what I think. That's what I think. And I still maintain, in terms of the political drama, something to talk about, cool, it'll be great. In terms of it having overall impact, I still have my doubts about that, folks. Still got a lot of doubts about it. But John Lyons is available, 513-873-7134. Appreciate the call, John. I'm not even going to ask him if he voted in the election, because you notice he ain't brought it up, right? I ain't going to bring it up. John claimed that he has been registered, but of course they had elections in New Jersey last week, and John ain't even mentioned it. So I'm not going to mention it, which I guess I have, but I'm not going to bring it up to him directly when he's on the phone. I already know what the answer is. So yeah, I mailed did he say he had to go online? Then he mailed on his registration. It was some BS. I don't care what happens. John ain't voting. It's just what it is. I wish he would just be owning it. Just own it. I ain't voting, Nate, no matter what. And because that's really the truth. And it's sad. Because it means that you're part of the problem, John. That's what it means. You're not a part of the solution. I'm not, at least in that regard. There's other ways you can be involved, but, you're kind of blowing it on that one. And there's just no way around it. It is what it is. But what do you think? His line is available, 513-873-7134. So, Byron Allen versus Comcast. And that should be talked about all week long. And then the ramifications of what the ultimate decision will be should be discussed as well. It matters. Black media matters. And the fact that they're putting up a resistance by I'm talking about Comcast and Charter Communications. It says something. And now, in bed with the Trump administration, that says something. Trump says, Trump has been very critical of MSNBC, right? Which is owned by Comcast. But yet when Comcast has this legal battle looming with the Supreme Court, it's the Trump administration that files a friend of the court brief, right? Amicus curiae, I believe is how you pronounce it, right? Set me straight if I'm not. So, politics makes very strange bedfellows. But here's a clip of Byron Allen yesterday. Check this out.
Comcast will say things like, well, we do business with black people. I never said you don't do business with black people. What I said is that you spend over $11 billion a year licensing cable networks, and African Americans get close to zero of that $11 billion. Don't talk about who you're in business with. Talk about how much money do they get of that $11 billion. That's what they don't say. What they say is that Byron Allen's networks are lowly rated. Well, if I'm able to sue you and bring forth the contracts, I can show that you carry over 100 white-owned networks that have lower ratings than our networks. What they say is that Byron Allen's quality is low. The quality of his networks are low. What I say is, if you let me sue you, I can show contracts that you carry over 100 networks that have never been nominated for an Emmy and have never won an Emmy. Our networks are Emmy Award nominated and Emmy Award winning. But I have to be able to sue you to show the judge that. See, this is what you say. You try and manipulate the people into thinking that it's low quality or low ratings. That's why they're trying to eviscerate this law, because they don't want me to bring that evidence forward. And I'm saying, rather than eviscerate the law to hurt over 100 million Americans, just deal with me in the lower court. But that's the evilness of Comcast. Evil. It's truly evil. When you talk about the top executives there, David Cohen's personal compensation is almost $20 million. Brian Roberts' personal compensation is almost $35 million. their salaries equal more than what they spend on all of black-owned media combined. Okay, those are the numbers. And yet, if you sit with us, we can resolve this. And the horrible thing about this is that when you think about Comcast, how they have built their business and built their wealth off of our community. It's wrong. A lot of our African-American entrepreneurs, they were awarded the cable franchises, but they could not afford, they didn't have access to capital to physically lay the franchises down, the cable to your home. So they had to sell it to their white counterparts. And so when you think about Comcast being the #1 cable provider in America, it's because they've hooked up all the black cities. The reason they have 21 million subscribers, sending them a couple of thousand a year, is because they've hooked up all the major black cities. So they're not being a good friend of ours, a good partner of ours. They are sincerely exploiting us by challenging this civil rights statute. And we're going to make it very clear to them that we're extremely unhappy with them. I want to thank Senator Kamala Harris, who generated the government amicus brief signed by Senator Booker, signed by Senator Blumenthal, signed by Senator Wyden, and 8 members of the Congressional Black Caucus. Our lawyer, one of the best in the world, Dean Chemerinsky. Dean Chemerinsky is the foremost scholar in constitutional law. He's written only 11 books on the subject, and this man is brilliant, and I've hired the very best, and we're going to go in that courtroom, and we're going to defend our civil rights.
All right, thank you, Mr. Allen.
That's straight from the griot. And is Allen, let me put this out here for a subject, for the sake of conversation. Is Allen playing the race card because it now benefits him financially? Like, if he didn't have these issues with Comcast, would he be making noise and talking about our communities and things like that? I just don't remember him outside of this particular case being that guy. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but I want to throw it out there. And the griot, which is owned by Byron Allen, for media watchers out there, while this case is going on, has now, devoting a lot of space and time to this case. And it's relevant. It's relevant. But it's also maybe some propaganda as well. I don't know. You're only getting one side, his side, because it's a media platform that he owns. And I get it. We need that. And I see somebody brought up the fact that Byron Allen is not married to a sister. What do you think? Tony writes, Mr. Magoo calling. Clue Magic writes, the Bengals are too dumb to pick up Kaepernick. Donkey writes, Bengals 0-16. Clue Magic writes, yeah, keep John at just volume. It must have been bad. Oh, man. Clue Magic writes, John, the teams in the running obviously have QB needs. They expect him to be ready to play this year. Cassandra writes, did John just say, remember Batman? I think so. John said, Colin Capillary. I don't know who the hell that is. My uncle does that. Some black men, they just make the words up. My uncle does that. He'll just make up some stuff like, instead of saying Andre Iguodala, I don't know where this black man got it from, but my uncle says Andre Iguodala. I'm not making it up. He's like, yeah, man, Andre Iguodala. I'm like, who in the fuck is that? They got a new player? Oh, man, John's like that. He's like, I don't know what it is. Some black people, some black men, some black folks are just, they get to a certain age, it's like, oh, shit, whatever it is. TNT writes, what do you think about Hillary considering throwing her hat in the ring for president again? Bad idea, TNT. Why? Hillary needs to give it up. You don't get everything in this life. From the outside looking in, Hillary appears to have everything. She was the first female this, first woman this, nearly the first female president. But oh, fucking well, you don't get everything you want. She's so damn entitled. Go sit down, Hillary. You lost us. The reason we got Trump right now is because she was the candidate that the Democrats got behind. They should have went with Bernie. Bernie would have had a better shot at beating Trump. You wouldn't have to deal with this mess. But the Democrats was in bed with Hillary from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? Remember Nina Turner when she went to the DNC in 2016? The tale of two sisters, what I called it. One, Alicia Reese, the other, Nina Turner. They both go to the DNC, but they don't come out the same. Because Nina got demoted. Because she was talking about Hillary. The DNC didn't like it. Remember this? I don't forget things, some things. So that's what I think about Hillary. We don't want Hillary to be the next. No, Hillary, sorry. You're not going to be the first female president. And it's just not going to happen. And, you know, remember when she was mad at Barack Obama? Remember, that was supposed to be Hillary's year. Barack Obama came out of nowhere. He came from behind in the polls. Next thing you know, she's competing with Barack Obama for the Democrat nomination and ultimately loses it. Do you remember the tone of the Hillary campaign? It was some stuff that was coming out from the Hillary campaign about Obama that made black people's blood boil. So no, I ain't feeling Hillary. I don't want to hear about the hot sauce. It's a wrap. Thank you for your service. Do I think that Hillary could have been the first female president? Absolutely, she could have. Absolutely. Matter of fact, in that election with Donald Trump, she would have been the most qualified presidential candidate ever. She was the first lady. She was a U.S. senator. Right? She was his Secretary of State. I mean, what else is she supposed to do? So look, she definitely got the resume, but sometimes it's timing and it's just not going to work for Hillary. The Republicans would love for Hillary to run again because Trump would beat her ass again. He'd beat her again because people don't like her. This is what it is. And I think a lot of it is probably some of it is from made up fake news reasons, but it is what it is. She just she does not have what it takes to really inspire the people. It is what it is. She's in terms of black people, some black people are never going to ever live down that quote about bringing them to heel. That she's never going to live that down. It doesn't matter what happens. There's not enough time in the universe for that to happen. It's just not going to happen for her. And then for Republicans and some of these male chauvinists, these sexists, they're not going to vote for a woman, especially not her. What do you think, though, TNT? Clue Magic writes, don't do it, Hillary. Leave well enough alone. Right. TNT or CG Dub writes to TNT, I like Hillary, but I'm going to need for her to sit her ass down. Right. We got it. Bunky writes, hot sauce Hillary is done. But I'm sure Mueller will get a chub for Hillary, see? Hot sauce Hillary. That is funny. Yeah, I carry hot sauce with me. You carry hot sauce with you. You just happen to have some hot sauce in your purse when you went to the Breakfast Club. Now, I don't carry hot sauce. Do I enjoy hot sauce? I mean, I don't have to have it. But every once in a while, I'm in the mood for something a little bit more, a little spice to it. Yeah, we got some Red Hot. I used it last night, as a matter of fact. But I don't carry hot sauce. I don't take it that far. How many people carry condiments in a purse or in your car somewhere? I don't do that. And maybe white people do that. I mean, she is from Arkansas. Right? Byron Allen's voice sounds like Christopher Smitherman. Mike Jones writes, preach, Byron. Tracy writes, Byron is the truth. Old people like John, my dad, and my father-in-law don't vote because they are terrified of jury duty. Is that right? You can get out of it, though. Byron has the right to use any card he wants as long as he can back it up with facts. He did that. Mike Jones writes, anyone going at white supremacy has my backing. Miss Tiffany writes, my mom does that. It irritates the shit out of me. What, make up words? Yeah. My uncle says, Igudamus. He said, he's got some funny names for these NFL and for these basketball players. He don't really watch the NFL. He used to, but the Bengals turned him off. Fast Pitch writes, Miss Clinton needs to take several seats in the old entitled white woman section of politics. That's funny. Oh my God. Drop writes, Nate, you killing me. I'm not trying to. We're just chopping it up this morning. Nobody wants Hillary Clinton. She is done. It's over with. We tried it. It didn't work twice. And now it's over. So y'all really feeling Byron Allen. He was talking real good on that video. I'll tell you that much. That video was taken as he was walking into the Supreme Court. And it was straight from the Griot. Again, the Griot is owned by Entertainment Studios, Byron Allen. So, of course, you know, he's going to use him as a mouthpiece as he deals with what he's dealing with. You know what I'm saying? We will watch. The first orange president in true Donald Trump form has a rally tonight in Bossier City, Louisiana. I wonder what he will be talking about. I don't know. I won't be paying attention to that nonsense. Nate, play Deval Patrick sound. Is it me or does he sound like a little kid? I don't know. I don't know if he sounds like a little kid. You said Deval Patrick? Let me see here. I can pull this up. Deval Patrick. Local news. We started the show talking about TIF districts. I'm going to reach out to some members of City Council to get their opinion about this and also to get a handle on what this means. Now, we've already got TIF districts, TIF. It's an acronym. But on December 18th, which is a little bit over a month, City Council is going to be voting on perhaps designating some new TIF districts. And I ran through the list of the current TIF districts and also the new proposed neighborhoods. What does that mean for those neighborhoods? Here's a question. Do TIF districts play any role in gentrification? Do TIF districts play any role in gentrification? Some would say yes. Some would say, well, what would you say? 513-873-7134. TNT writes, I think she needs to give it up. I'd rather see her daughter Chelsea run one day, but the sun has set on Hillary, Biden, and Bernie. Warren is right on the line. The electorate wasn't excited for Hillary, and that's why we have Trump. It's the same for Biden if we go for the entitled candidate. CG Dub writes, City Council has been awfully quiet. They have. I would say so. I would say City Council's been, like I told you, when Black Russia went down, a lot of the drama seemed to go down as well. You know, we were talking about who's going to run for mayor. We ain't even talking about that no more. That conversation hasn't even come up. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, let me go back on Twitter here. I haven't been on Twitter as much. You know what I'm saying? It was fun to be on Twitter when Black Russia was doing dumb shit and out there running games and stuff. That was fun. Let me see here. What am I looking for? Vote. Okay. All right, let me go to see what's popping here. Yeah, you know, I heard through the grapevine that perhaps Christopher Smitherman wasn't going to run for mayor of Cincinnati. And if that's true, then that would explain how quiet it's been on certain issues. To me, it's been very, very quiet. And I'm looking at this page now, and I don't see any of that old rhetoric that he was running back and forth and talking about other city council members. I don't see any of that right now. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm reading through the tea leaves here. I've heard things here or there. But you're right. Council has been pretty quiet. It's not going to remain that way because you're 2 years now until city council elections. And I'll say this again. It's not cliche. These are the most important city council elections, the next 2 to 3 to 4 years, the most important in history because you're going to see so much turnover. So we've gotten very used to the individuals and the sum total of the different personalities on city council. We've been dealing with for 10 years in some cases. Now, the majority of them are leaving council, and we're going to have a whole new cast of characters come in. And I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be quite interesting. So you'll start hearing more from council. And And the part of the reason why is you've only got 3 incumbents who perhaps are going to be running for re-election. The rest of them are going to be doing other stuff. But that's a good point. It has been very quiet. I don't think it's going to stay quiet. I think it's going to get heated up as soon as we hit 2020. Let's see. TNT writes, I think I read that. What happened to the brothers that be trolling on Twitter? The muzzle on them too? You talking about the Mac boys? Like I said, I mean, Black Russia was the engine. And again, maybe they don't have the same motivation. Like the reason why they was running those games was because at that point, and again, I haven't gotten any information that Christopher Smitherman is not running for mayor. He was the first candidate out there. Like I said, I just heard through the grapevine that perhaps he wasn't going to run or was going to run for something else. If that's true, that would explain why you don't see all that on Twitter. Because as I told you before, it was all politics. I don't come to the microphone and tell no lies. I keep it Rizzo. It was all politics. I told you that. They weren't doing that because they really, it was real about the community. They was doing that because Smitherman running for mayor was trying to get ahead and run interference and do what you got to do on perceived political opponents. To this point, we still don't have another person who said they're going to run for mayor. Now, we all know what the rumor is that P.G. Sinfield's going to run for mayor. That's like not even a secret. We got that. But to this point, I haven't seen anything that's official. So all this time we've been running with just one announced candidate, which to me, it's not as interesting when it's just one person, right? We need at least 2 candidates. That way we can bounce one off the other. So I'm still waiting for that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's about to go down. We're going to find out. So to answer your question, TNT, I've seen some of these fake, for a little while after Black Russia went away, they tried to keep it up. But like I said, I think Black Russia was the one that was really the main engine behind that. And I think one of the Mac twins has said he's going to run for city council, right? I'm not sure if it was the one that got dressed down by city council. Remember that? I think he wanted to be appointed to the sorter board and it didn't go well. And that was hilarious. That was hilarious. But so I don't know. I don't know, man. I love the drama. I love the drama's good for media, especially digital media. So I was not happy to see Black Russia go away, but we'll find out what's going to happen. Like I said, whatever's going to happen, whoever's going to run, all will be revealed if we just wait with enough time. Because one way or another, there's going to be an election in 2021 for mayor. Somebody's going to run. You know that. There's going to be at least 2 candidates. We know that. Who they're going to be, I don't know. I can't see somebody running for mayor of Cincinnati completely unopposed. I just can't see that. And that would be boring. Fame writes, Lenny, I will come for your head, boss, and come back with your head, boss. Only way you coming for me is if you whacking. What? I'm not reading that nonsense. Drop writes, Bunk. TNT writes, he got exposed. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. The whole little thing got exposed. Let me see right now. I'm on Twitter. Let's see what my friends on Twitter are doing. It's been a minute. Let's see. I might have been blocked or something. Who knows? Oh, that's great. I love that. Let me see here. Yeah, things seem to have died down. Twitter's not as fun. It's not as fun as it used to be. Like this time last year, Twitter was fun in Cincinnati. Now, let me see here. Oh, okay. I see a little something. Tony Castelli. What's up, Tony? If you listening. Oh, man. Okay. You got your Twitter followers up, huh? Okay. It's a little bit of shit out here. Okay. Well, that's good to see. I see Raymond still. Okay. It's good. I just haven't been on Twitter like that, so I've missed it. So that's good. It's some of that Twitter stuff going on. So it's good to see some things don't change. That's good. I see Faye Rothstein is out here. Oh boy. Fame, what was you talking about back on November 3rd? I see that Raymond Mack retweeted it. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He apparently called police on me and said I was harassing him. Police don't have a charge. Now Busboy is persistent and talking greasy all on social media. Oh, boy, man. I hope you're not talking about Cam Hardy. Will you leave Cam alone, please? You still doing that? Fame, you still fucking with Cam? Oh, my God. See, this is what you got off Facebook to do to get on Twitter, because Twitter's so hoity-toity. It's where the smart black people are, right? Oh, my God. Fame writes, that was not hilarious, Nathan. The way Biggie Young undressed that young man only served to show the disconnect between old ass niggas and the younger generations, especially considering Young was a pivotal cog in a Gang of Five. Now, that was hilarious the way he got dressed down, and he deserved it, because how you gonna be on something as important as a sorter board, but you on Twitter acting a damn fool? That's all I'm saying. That's not how the world works. I like to see brothers shine, but I mean, I remember it now. I mean, come on, man. They were saying a lot of dumb stuff, and it wasn't even like political dumb stuff. It was just like immature. And so here you are in public coming across as immature, and now you want to be on a sorter board. Come on, man. It don't work that way, B. That's not how the world works. Fame writes, Tony Castelli is a young tight end and he got next. You goddamn right. I hate Cam the Busboy. See, there you go, man. And I don't know Tony Castelli. I mean, we're Twitter friends. We're following each other for whatever reason. I know he's in the clique with you guys and the Mac Twins and Black Russia and Smitherman. I get it. That's cool. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But that's on you. So that's great. That's great. And I don't understand your obsession with Cam Hardy. I think it's unhealthy. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there live on the air. I think it's unhealthy, Fame. I mean, you're doing this thing. You still talking about this man. You was talking about him 7 months ago, a year ago. Let it go, Fame. Let it go. Let it go. It's over with. Bunky writes, Moeller fell asleep in his recliner with his phone in his hand. I'm sorry, Mahler fell asleep in his recliner with his phone in his hand. No, he did not. I don't think so. I don't believe so. Currently 9:58 a.m. in the Queen City. Well, that's great, man. I'm looking at your tweets here, man. I just don't understand why you going so hard on this brother. Let that brother live. I see Tony Castelli still posting stuff about PG Sittenfield. So maybe he is running for city council. For mayor still. I don't know. What is this? Pastor is a psychotic, salty, whiny nut. I think that was in one of the text messages. That's always good for a few chuckles to bring it up. That's all fair. Matter of fact, I made the Gang of Five text messages. I need to get a t-shirt. I keep telling myself that and forgetting. Who gives a damn? Let me see here. Like I said, it's going to be a real interesting next 2 years. Beowulf. Man, look at this stuff. What was happening to you on November 3rd, man? You got all these damn tweets about one person. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's so great. That's great here. Oh, let me get off Twitter. Let me get on Twitter and get back to the real world here. Get back to the choppers. Good morning to you. Cam writes, LOL, Cam the busboy is funny, must say. The busboy is funny? I don't think that's that funny, Cam. I'm sorry. Maybe we have different senses of humor. I don't think it's that funny. Drop writes, play Deval Patrick announcement video. Can you post a link here? Can you make it easy on it, brother? Where the hell am I supposed to find that? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. You saying, why are we paying Deval Patrick's video now? I don't think he has a chance in hell of winning. Let me see. This is Deval Patrick on Twitter, I believe. And he is the latest person to announce that he's going to run for president. I think there's a video associated with this. Let me see. No, this is a news report about him.
A campaign. He released this video this morning, nearly a year after saying he would not run.
I admire and respect the candidates in the Democratic field. They bring a richness of ideas and experience and a depth of character that makes me proud to be a Democrat. But if the character of the candidates is an issue in every election, this time is about the character of the country.
Patrick will
go. Oh, dear Lord. Hell no. I hear what you're saying with the voice. He needs some facial hair and a voice transplant before I can even think about Deval Patrick. What in the hell? No, hell no. No. He just lost my voice. He just lost my vote right there. I don't want to listen to that voice for the next 4 years.
This time is about the character of the country.
Patrick will go to New Hampshire.
It's about the character of your voice. That's what it's about. No, Deval Patrick. I think you should stay, stay in Massachusetts politics, maybe run for governor again if you can. I think that's what he should do. I mean, it's over with at this point, right? Now, I say that now, but he might turn around and be the next Barack Obama. You never know. Could happen. Nobody could predict it, but nobody saw Barack Obama coming. CG Dub writes, what the F was that? That was Deval Patrick, former governor of Massachusetts, who within the last 24 hours has announced that he's going to run for the Democrat nomination. He's going to run for president. And we played a clip of the video that he put online. I can't imagine the entire, what? Hell no. Yeah, that's not going to work. Drop Rice, I told you. You did tell us. Yeah, that's not going to work. Deval Patrick, it's not going to work. Sorry. No, and he has no facial hair. It's just creepy. Very creepy. I can't get down with that. Sorry, brother. I know that's very shallow reasons, but sorry. What is this? That's funny. That's real funny, Alice Tree at the Filu. Drop Squad writes, Black votes matter, Deval Patrick. I'm not sure what the correlation is about that. You're saying it's all about the black vote, huh? It could be. It could be. Listen, let me jump inside. He came to the race hella late. Boy, go sit down. Exactly. What are you really trying to do here? This can't be about a serious attempt to run. Can't be about that. Jay-Z was reportedly involved in Colin Kaepernick's private workout with the NFL. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just what we needed. Just what we needed. Thank you so much. Yeah, I posted it. If Cincinnati Metro gets his sales tax, the city will face a $1 million budget shortfall. That's on Cincinnati.com. Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate it. He might be another Barack. He could be. Cam the busboy is a what? A what varmint who is something at the white man loving his trash. Oh, my God. You know what? Why don't y'all just work this out, man? CG Dub writes, I need a president with swagger and bass in his voice. Right. Deval Patrick in the race is so last night drop. You act like you're dropping new info, LMBAO, at conservatives on a daily basis. Fame is obsessed with Cam. That's all I'm going to say. He is obsessed with this man. You are always posting about this man. Just leave the man alone. The man's out here trying to do what he's doing for the community. Leave the man alone. Let that brother live. Let me see here. OTR offering a $20,000 grant to minority-owned businesses. Is that right? The OTR Chamber of Commerce hopes to adjust the balance. So although about half the people who live in Over the Rhine are black, only 8% of the neighborhood's businesses are minority owned. So you go down there and see all those shops, only 8% are minority owned. The OTR Chamber of Commerce hopes to adjust that balance in 2020 by awarding a $20,000 grant to minority owned businesses willing to make the area their home. And I don't know if I don't know if this is something that's new. Hold on. Eric Kearney, CEO of the Greater Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky African American Chamber, says he thinks the grant will help keep OTR grounded in its history. Blah, 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 blah. Entrepreneurs who submit their applications must be willing to sign a 3-year lease for space in the neighborhoods, be open at least 50 hours each week, and join the Over the Rhine Chamber of Commerce. A more detailed list of application requirements is available online. Let me see here. So the thing about that is I went to a meeting earlier this year that was in the Over the Rhine. It was set up, and this might be the culmination of it. I don't recall, but I remember, and I told you about going to this meeting because there were some people there that wanted to do this. So there was a coming together of multiple entities, and they had a meeting in which they were talking about the available space that's downtown, and they passed out a bunch of brochures that were basically giving you the floor plans and the details of the various places that were going to be open. And I still have that information. I kept it. Actually, it's not in front of me, but it's in the room that I am, and I can easily access it and glean information from it. But I remember going through the blueprint thinking, we need more Black-owned businesses that are based in Over the Rhine. But that shit is hella expensive, yo. So $20,000 might just be rent. Like, the rent is hella up there. Hella up there. I just don't have the information right in front of me. I mean, 20 grand is 20 grand. That'd go a long way, but shit, I mean, it might just all be rent. So I guess it's going to be for not just any business, but businesses that, are in a place where $20,000 can make a real difference. Because just think about it. If your rent is 15, let's say you're paying $1,500 a month. And they say you got to have a 3-year lease. Well, that 20 grand is gone in 2 years. Let's say you're paying $1,000 a month. And, that's just your rent. That doesn't include your insurance, because you got to have insurance. Okay, so just say with your rent, $1,000, 12 months of the year, $12,000. So in 1 year, 55% of it's gone. So I'm sure it's not for just any businesses like are just starting out, but businesses that $20,000 can actually help you sustain. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the difference? Why take the 20 grand and in 3 years you got to move? Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. That shit is expensive as hell down there. It is super expensive. And yet I was talking with a dude the other day. He was telling me that it was some cheap stuff. I think I'm not sure who it was. But the last time I looked, man, it was hella expensive. I'll take another look, though. I'm going to take another look. Let me see here. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. I'm on Facebook. I love to see great things happening on Facebook for good people. Oh, man, that is hilarious. Why are renters getting 20 grand anyway? Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, 20 grand could go a long way if you let's say you have already got the cost of your rent for the next 3 years. You got a strong business plan. You know how you're going to scale. 20 grand goes a long way. Cam writes, only in Cincinnati can you gain political clout from simply riding the bus and analyzing the routes and schedules. My hometown, Cincinnati, is still light years behind the majority of cities in the U.S. Well, I mean, you talking about Cam Hardy? I'm not sure what you're saying. Only in Cincinnati can you gain political clout from simply riding the bus and analyzing the routes and schedules. What I would say is, 20 grand, 20 G's. 20 stacks, however you want to look at it, Mason Marlowe. That's what they're offering. Back to Cam Israel. What I would say is that the bus system in Cincinnati is a real problem that needs to be addressed. It's a major problem that needs to be addressed. Fame writes, think Gusto and Chris Rock in the movie CB4. Miss Tiffany writes, I noticed that the barbershop on Vine is gone. Did they relocate? Not sure. What I see on Vine is the development is happening further north. So now what I'm seeing is at the 5 points. So let's say you're going down Vine Street at some point, you get to the intersection of, I don't know what those streets are. They intersect and they go, you can either go straight or you can go left, right. And you got a couple of multiple ways you can go. Right there before you get to Finley Market, that block before Finley Market, there's all kind of development right there at the 5 points right there. And I've lived in Cincinnati my entire years. That shit has always been run down. It's always been like, you don't want to go down there at night. Now I'm seeing brand new buildings right there where the fire department is. I'm seeing brand new buildings. I'm seeing new storefronts. That park down there. What did I tell you about that park? I told you what they were going to do. I said, all those people that's over at that park, they're all going to be gone. And if you go down there, the city has shut down the park. Why? Well, because them Negroes was bad for business. So they had to go. You can't even get to that park now. There was all kind of shootings that happened down there. But if you drive down there during and see, now it's cold outside, so nobody really wants to be outside. But if you go down there, during the summer months, man, they was having like it's like an outdoor, party all night long. There's a store right across the street. Them folks been gonzo since the summer. And that's because development is coming. And you're going to see development all the way up Vine Street, which we need. That's a very unique part of the city that's been underutilized. You're going to see bars all around there. I mean, it's close to the college community. You're right around the corner from Rheingeist. White people love Rheingeist. They love to go down there and spend their money. And if they had a couple other bars they could stumble into within walking distance or catch a quick Uber for $5-6, they'll do it. They will do it, and they'll love it. So yes, 20 G's. That's how much money you can get for that. Again, I think that's good for people for entrepreneurs for minority-owned businesses that are in a position to deal with that. That 20 grand can't be the only money you have. You know what I'm saying? That's got to be like an addition, I think, if you're going to be successful in OTR to what you already, have put together yourself, whether it's loans or investors or whatever the case may be. I want to make sure I get in all of your chat before we roll out of here this morning, and I really appreciate you checking out the flows today. Thank you for being here. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow to end the week with you at 8 a.m. And along the way, many things. We'll talk about everything that happens today. So what? We have another day in the Byron Allen versus Comcast and Charter Communications Supreme Court case. So we'll get all the updates. Also another day in the so-called public phase of the impeachment process, plus whatever's coming from the city of Cincinnati. I want to reach out to members of city council to see if we can get a handle and an explanation as to what that exactly means to change or to add new TIF districts in the city of Cincinnati. Does that bring opportunities? If so, we want to know about it first. I want the choppers to know about it first. Viva la choppers. Have a great day, and we'll catch up real soon. I'm Nathan Ivey, and I'm out.